Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As I promised you last week that I'm going to conduct the lecture online. So today we'll be covering on chapter 5, which is facility and consumer behavior. So okay, let's have some, we call it, I'm actually in Johor right now in my mother-in-law house, father-in-law. So basically you will hear a lot of, we call it ayam kuku apa semua. Never mind. So just enjoy the lecture. So we'll start with the we call it chapter 5, personality and consumer behavior. Now there are about six learning objective that we will be covering today. The first one is actually to understand how personality reflect consumer inner differences. Now we want to see, is there any actually um effect between personality and your consumer inner differences. And number two is actually to understand how Friedman, and also Neo Friedman and trait theories each explain the influence of personality on consumer attitudes and also behavior. Now, these three theories, we want to look at the first theory, which is Freudian theory, and then we look at the neo-Freudian and then the trait theory. And number three is to understand how personality reflect consumer responses to product and also marketing messages. Uh, Basically, we will actually react on the messages that are being conveyed by the marketers. So, how actually we reflect to consumer, how we actually reflect, okay? And also number four is to understand how marketers seek to create brand personality like traits. Okay, we have like sometimes you can see that people, oh, he's always go for brand, right? We want to know why actually they actually what are the theories associated with brand personalities. And number five, to understand how the product and services that consumers use to enhance their self-image. Now we want to know to look at how actually consumers portray themselves or looking at themselves at their self-image, and then how actually these brands or these product and services can actually uh, portray themselves, right? And number six is to understand how consumers can create online identities reflecting a particular set of personality traits. So basically, you know, we have Facebook, we have WhatsApp, we have so many what call it online what call it virtual identities. We want to see how this actually reflect the consumer behavior. Now let's look at the learning objective that I have mentioned to you just now. All right, so these are the six learning objective. Okay, one, okay, two, three, and then number four, five, six, and it's hopefully that we can actually understand all these six, and then we actually can uh, go back after this lecture and then understand. But if you have any question after that, please don't actually hesitate to contact me and then ask question in class so that you can actually I can actually assist you in answering them. And then let's look at what is the personality trait characterizing the consumer to whom this ad appeals. Look at this ad. It's actually regarding about we call it special coins. Okay, there is coins for John Adams and then James Madison. This is actually collectible. So who do you think that this actually message we call it appeal to? Okay, the answer is actually to those who are enthusiastic or extremely involved collectors, right? So when we say that extremely involved collectors, they say they want to collect this what call it coins. So they are very very enthusiastic. So let's look at this is one of the example of consumer behavior. Okay, right now let's look at let's continue on the lecture. Now let's look at what I call it personality and also the nature of personality. What is it actually personality? Okay, it is actually the inner psychological characteristic that both determine and reflect how a person responds to his or her environment. Now, the nature of personality is basically personality reflect individual differences. And then personality is consistent and enduring, and also personality can change. So basically, if you look around, okay, you can see your friends, okay, you can see that, oh, he has some personality that you know that uh, uh, maybe different from you, and also sometimes his personality or her personality is very consistent. Okay, he keeps on doing the same thing, okay, from time to time, but sometimes also he or she can change his personality. One time he has, I don't know, probably there is something, some event happens, or he wants to change his self image, so the personality can change. All right. Now, discussion question: how would you describe your personality? Now, let's just take a few seconds and then see that how do you think that who you are, right? So, what is your personality? Okay, how does it influence product that you purchase? Now, this is something that we might to ask ourselves. So, do you know what is your personality? Now, this is quite difficult for us to answer, but if you really look into yourself, you can actually answer it. Okay. um, Maybe you can actually describe your personality in terms of qualities or attributes, traits, factors, and mannerism, right? These personality traits actually influence products. For example, how do you choose your food? Okay, what type of food do you want to eat? Okay, the type of vacation. You want to have a luxury vacation, or you want to go to a budget vacation? Your education, you want to go for private education, or when you want to go to a, what you call it, public education. How do you actually choose your clothes? You want to use the clothes which is very sexy clothes, or you want to use a very, what you call it, covering all your aurat and so on. There's so many things that we can consider in determining our own personality, right? And let's look at the theories of personality. Basically, I've mentioned before there are three types of theories, three theories that are in personality. The first one is Freudian theory. The second one is neo-Freudian personality theory, and the third one is trait theory. Okay, what are these theories? Okay, all right. The Freudian theory is actually is the unconscious needs or drive that are the heart of human motivation. Whereas for the new Freudian theory, okay, is actually based on the social relationships are fundamental to the formation and also the development of personality. Right, and the trait theory is based on the quantitative approach to personality as a set of psychological traits. Now let's look at it one by one, right? Let's look at Freudian theory first. Okay, Freudian theory, there are actually three basic, we call it, elements in the Freudian theory: id, superego, and ego. Okay, what is id? Id is actually the warehouse of primitive or instinctual needs of for which I'm recording. I know you are here that people can see you.